I felt lost, alone, and disconnected as I cradled my boyfriend's lifeless body lying on the road. The motorbike that he was riding is stuck under the car. The life that I had known is gone. At 19, after 2 years together, we will be together no more. And so the journey of disconnection and shutting down begins. I had little or no emotional intelligence and personal awareness, and without the tools to handle grief, not realising that a professional like a psychologist could have helped me to have unpacked those emotions. I bumbled on, suppressing my emotions, and was afraid of them. Unable to identify and communicate my emotions, I quickly became codependent in my next relationship. With a pattern of being a people pleaser and avoiding conflict, left me at the mercy of manipulative games, emotional games that some people play. As I struggled in my relationship, I was waiting for someone to come and rescue me, playing victim, until I realised that someone was going to have to be me. I had to find my voice. I had to stop being a passenger in my life and step into the driver's seat and take control of my life. This led me to immerse myself in all things psychology, sucking up any information I could to try and understand what was going on in my life, and to obtain the skills of emotional intelligence that I desperately needed to understand why I was the way I was. Oh, the heartache and the stress I would have saved myself if I had had the emotional intelligence in the beginning. My destiny was being determined by my emotional intelligence, or more importantly, my lack of it. Had I been taught emotional intelligence growing up in the class, or had I been exposed to Daniel Goleman's book on emotional intelligence? Or if I was a professional in a forward-thinking corporation that provided professional development on this important skill set of emotional intelligence, I would not have been so lost and confused. So let's look at what emotional intelligence actually is. It is the ability to identify, to express, to understand, and to manage your emotions and the emotions of others. This skill set is the ability to have self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship management, and empathy. Currently, our schools, our universities, and our workforces acknowledge, revere, and measure intellectual intelligence. But to date, only part of our community acknowledges the incredibly important and vital role that emotional intelligence plays in our lives, both inside and outside of the work environment. Don't you just love that work colleague who just breezes into the workspace and has people smiling and joking and just seems to handle everyone with ease, even in moments of stress? Well, it's not by accident that they just flow. It is because they have a high emotional intelligence. They have the ability to read the room, to understand individual needs, to empathise and adjust accordingly. If I give a carpenter the timber and the steel necessary to build a house, but I don't supply him with the fundamental tools such as a hammer, a drill, and a saw, he still can't build a house. And it is the same with relationships. If you don't have the key communication skills, such as active listening and empathy, you cannot build a healthy relationship. Now, as a coach, I see many in the community that are falling through the gaps due to the lack of strategies to understand and manage their emotions, just like I was. They are destined to be at the mercy of their emotions. Our level of emotional intelligence determines our destination, and it determines our level of success. Without these skills, we see our community struggle with problems in three main areas. Good mental health is supported by having skill sets to understand and process emotions. Youth mental health issues like depression and anxiety are on the rise, with social media being considered a contributing factor. The Mental Health Organization states that mental health problems constitute the largest single source of world economic burden, with an estimated global cost of over $1 trillion. Health systems are buckling under the pressure of obesity, mental illness, and addictions. We need to explore the link between suppressed emotions and the gorging on sugary calories, drugs, and alcohol. As Dr. Gabor Mate, an expert on addictions and childhood trauma, says, we need to not ask why the addiction, but why the pain, as in emotional pain. And in the area of domestic violence, the ability to communicate effectively could be of great support to all parties. It has been over 25 years since Daniel Goleman familiarised the world with the concept of emotional intelligence, and sections of our community have embraced it. But there are those in our community that are being left behind, and our society as a whole is paying a price for those who struggle. We need a driver's license to drive a car for the protection of everyone else on the road. Should we not apply this same principle to raising our children? If we can educate ourselves about emotional intelligence, we can pass those skills on to our children. Do we need to mandate having an emotionally intelligence license? Or at least training for all parents? My mission in life is to empower others with the emotional intelligence I needed when I was younger. Ideally, emotional intelligence would be introduced by parents, reinforced in every classroom to every child, and provide ongoing education and training for all, so that nobody is left behind. So let's have kids discussing emotions in the classroom. Let's learn stress relief strategies. And let's start with you. Educate yourself on emotional intelligence and then your family, and watch the positive ripple effects on those around you.